welcome to us. It's us again. In your ears, it's Angie and Yvie, two girls, one pod. I'm in Wurundjeri land. Angie's still in Turrbal land, which is just wonderful. We're miles apart, but not in Hart. So,
yes,
it's World Pride Week. It's finally here. Sydney World Pride kicked off last Friday, and it's going to go until the 5th of March. So, you're queer, you're here, get used to it. I'm straight or pan. That's what I'd like to think I am, because I will not close the door on falling in love with anyone.
No, don't give up hope.
But saying that, I've only ever been straight. So as an ally, which I am, to the LGBTQI world, can I ask you, let's just pretend I don't know anything. Can you tell me what is World Pride?
Oh, girlfriend. Well, I'll actually read you some facts because I want to get this right and I want to say it properly. So World Pride is a global festival held every 2 to 3 years that celebrates inclusivity, diversity and acceptance with the LGBTQI plus community. The first event was actually held in Rome. This is a little fun fact. In 2000 and has since been organised. So every 2 years, I think it is, 2 to 3 years, there is a World Pride somewhere across the globe, right? And this year, 2023, Sydney won, which is amazing. So they put the bid in 2019. They beat Houston in Texas and Montreal in Canada. We beat America and Canada to have World Pride in 2023. So I just think it's so huge because we have such a big gay queer community in Australia, but I often feel like we don't get to overly celebrate it or hear about it as much as you do, say, when I think of like World Prides or big gay events, I think America. They've got Love Fest in San Francisco. They've got, LA is just like a strip of just like a whole area of just like gay pride and gay bars and gay events all the time. So I'm just so stoked that it's not just like Mardi Gras where we just have people come over from, across Australia. This is World Pride. This is all the queers from across the world that can afford to, of course. I know that not everybody can be here because that's quite a trip, to be in the one spot and to celebrate being queer. Like, how magical is that? There is so many amazing performances, people coming from all over. We've got the opening concert, which features the one and only Kylie Minogue. We've got Charlie.
The queen.
Yeah, she's the queen of the gays. Charlie XCX. We've got Jess Malboy. That's going to be on the 24th of February. There's seriously so many. The Domain Dance Party on the 26th. We've got Kelly Rowland. My favorite that I'm so excited to see is the closing concert, which I do have tickets to, which will have G Flip, who is one of my favorite queer artists of all time. If you don't know their music, seriously get amongst it right now. And I'm really excited to see Peach PRC. She's also a lesbian icon. And it's just going to be so good. I'm so excited. I totally am prepared. I've got a place in Darlinghurst. My cousin was supposed to come with me because she's here from America. She's also queer. And I'm not sure if she can come now with the passing of my auntie, but if she can, I've got us, tickets to all of the main events. But my God, I'll tell you something. They sold out so fast, but Stan and Angie did leave everything to the last minute. Like, I left
But you got
everything.
Some.
I did. I got tickets to the Domain Dance Party, the closing concert, and another one. And I think I've got 4 tickets. So I'm going to be exhausted. But there's not just big concerts, though. There's like rallies and events and shows and like walks and parade. Oh, it's going to be insane. Yeah,
There'll
what are you going to
ask? Cabarets and
there is, and I'm going to be at them all.
It won't be stopping. It'll be like Mardi Gras on Mardi
steroids.
Gras. It'll be like Mardi Gras on glitter.
It'll be like,
Can you imagine? What I was going to ask you was, you've started dating someone, haven't you?
Yeah, I have started dating somebody. Actually, we've been dating for a while now. We're not exclusive, but we're very much dating.
Would this, because it's World Pride, I thought this might be a really nice moment for you to maybe talk about your relationship on your own terms instead of anyone breaking it. I know I've had a lot of people asking me, and I don't want to talk for you. So I thought this might be a really good moment for you to tell us who they are, how important it is for you, how it happened, like, a little bit of goss for us on Two Girls, One Pod. Let's break it here.
I wasn't expecting this.
I know.
Oh my God.
But it is World Pride, and you should be very proud of yourself and your love life. So I thought I think it's best to come from the long face horse's mouth.
Yeah. The long face horse's
right
mouth.
now.
That's true. I think the big thing for me is I often don't like talking about who I'm dating because of the media, but if I say it myself, it doesn't really matter. And then I just don't really like people putting in their 2 cents worth and coming out with their own stuff, because then I just feel like that's when it gets a little bit messy. But I think now that I'm dating, that I am experiencing and expressing my queer side, that I don't have that fear as much. But the biggest fear for me dating is that I've got this thing when I commit to someone that I feel like I'm going to lose all my sense of just being my own person. So I get really funny about committing to someone, and I didn't think I would when I started dating queer people. I thought that was a very man-based thing. I thought that, I feel like I'd lose my identity or my...
Is it an independence thing?
It's an independence thing fully, and I have worked on that a lot, because I don't think that's what happens when you date someone, but for me, it's very much embedded in me. So that's why I don't often like to commit. I have really bad commitment issues, but I've met this beautiful, she's a girl, so she's a lesbian.
A woman.
Her name's
Yep.
A woman, yes, she's a woman. She's not, in the past I've dated non-binary, so this is the first time I've actually been with somebody that identifies as a woman, and I didn't know how I would go with it because I'm very attracted to masculine energy, but the more I've dated a woman, the more I'm like, no, I'm not actually that attracted to masculine energy. I just always thought that I was attracted to masculine energy. I really love the feminine energy, and I thought I went for more masculine looks because past people have been quite masculine, and the person I'm dating, her name's Jess. I won't say her last name because I don't think it's necessary.
No.
She's got masculine vibes, but she's very feminine, and recently it's interesting because I obviously have to be attracted to somebody, but I always been attracted to masculine. So, she was quite masculine in the sense, like, just the way she presents herself. And then she had long hair, and then she cut it recently into a mullet. And I usually always go for mullets, right? Like, I love a mullet. The last person I was hanging out with.
Did you make her do that?
No, she's always wanted to do it. And then she did it, and I was like, oh, wow. I thought that I really liked, I'm going to say the M word again, but I really like her long hair. So it has nothing to do what I've created in my mind about what I think I like. It just comes down to the person, fully the person. And I'm realizing that more and more.
It's a great lesson for you to learn, and not only for you, for everyone listening. Do not put yourself into that box of I have a type, because
you don't.
You are closing yourself off to so many people, humans, that could be the love of your life or the love for your moment, and they may be Mr. Right, they may be Mrs. Right, they may be non-binary right, that you need to really let go of so many things about the physical.
Yes.
In the way someone looks. I just want to say that I think Jess is stunning. Like, I think she is honestly one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Like, her face, her eyes, everything. Like, I think you're one of the most beautiful women as well. So we could have the most beautiful looking couple right here when we, when we finally get the new idea cover shoot out. And you
that's a lot of pressure. My throat's closing up. I got to call my therapist. Oh, actually, on that note, I do want to say something, and she's across this, so this isn't brand new information to her. I don't want everybody to think that I'm taken over pride. Well, pride to me is so important, because I'm not saying I want to go out and, whip my fairy out to everybody. If you're doing that, go off. Like, I wish I could do that. I just don't. I just can't. I can't be bothered mostly. But I'm going to go out, and if I want to, I might not. I'm still passion whoever I see fit.
Good.
I'm passion the men. I'm passion the women. I'm passion the non-binaries, because I think World Pride is a time just to express the shit out of yourself. So with saying
Is
that,
she
if
going
you
to
do
World
see
Pride?
me out, yeah, she's coming with me for the Mardi Gras parade, and we've got an event that night. And then
There'll be some very fun things happening for you two.
it's going to be so fun. But if you do see me at World Pride, please, and you're queer,
Pash
I'm
on.
here. I'm
Pasha.
okay to pash. I am not locked down yet.
I'm just glad I'm not going to
So-
be there, because if you made me pash you, then that would be a whole new
Girl,
level of friendship that we don't.
We have pashed before.
No, we
Just don't
haven't.
remember. Yes, we have.
Oh no, have we? And I don't remember it. I feel awful.
I'm not
Did
gonna
I
tell
like
you.
it? Was it good?
Yeah, you were very drunk.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought you said it was very good.
No, you were good. It was a very soft kiss. You didn't give me much because you were drunk, and I don't know if you really wanted to do it, but you did. Like, you did it.
Oh, bless. We'll have to do it sober one day.
Do you not remember
wonderful.
what I'm talking about? No. All right, don't worry about it. We won't talk about it because it might trigger
Was there
something for
that
you.
party?
Yeah. That party.
I
that
do not remember that. Anyway, it's about World Pride. This is not.
It's not about. That's so funny. I pashed everyone that night, though. I was passion.
on
I won't
you.
name names, but I pashed all the girls there, not any of the
Aw.
boys.
Oh, well, I
Sus
was just
fellas.
passion boys, wasn't I?
Yeah,
And you.
me.
No, I know. Have we got any footage of this? Shame.
I hope not.
Shame. Well, we'll have to do it
that's
for the pod
so
one day when we
funny.
get together.
Sweet kisses.
So that's wonderful. Thank you so much for enlightening me and anyone else that didn't know these kind of things about World Pride. As an ally, I just think it's just incredibly wonderful that we have this to exist for the
me
queer
too.
community. And, you know, because there's so much about just being gay, and there's so much more in the queer community than just gay people. So, yeah, I'm really glad it's all about all of it, because, you know, there's just still so many only gay storylines, only gay books, only gay, you know, like films. And there's just so much more than there is. Also really glad that Houston didn't get it, because of the amount of shootings that are going on in America at the
I
moment.
didn't even think
are
of
out of
that.
control, and that would have really been quite frightening. My friend
can't-
Zoe Tarakis, who you know, they
Yes.
were at New York in a Pride march, and there was gunfire, and they explained exactly what happened, like how they ran and how they couldn't find their friends, how frightening it was for everyone involved, and you know how real it became for them. You know, coming from Australia, you know, where that kind of stuff just never happens, to be involved in something like that. I'm really glad Houston didn't get it for that reason, because you know something would have happened.
Yeah, the fact that Americans can come here and celebrate World Pride in a place where they do not have to worry about guns must be such like a weight lifted off their shoulders. Like, they can go out and not have fear of being shot just because they're queer. Well, that rhymed. It didn't mean to, but I hope the message stayed. My cousin, I was talking about, who's supposed to be coming with me, she's queer, and she goes out a lot in LA, and she said you're just like constantly in fear at gay clubs because there's so many people that just can't
many.
stand queer people over there.
Oh, they're going in. There's so many shootings in gay clubs in
So
America.
many. She's just like, you're constantly like, you're having a good time, but you're always looking where the exit is. Like, because you never know when you're going to hear that sound of the gunshot. And I'm like, how do you
change?
live
there's
like
going to be a
that?
change in adrenals for mass amounts of people. But let's not focus on that, because it's really not what it's about. And we'll be back, and we're going to talk about a very, very huge gay icon. So who we're talking about is Sam Smith. Wonderful, incredible performer. Just what a voice. I remember the first time that I ever heard their voice, and there was a song and he was like, ooh, 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 and I was like, that's a bit weird, but I've never heard a voice like that before. Oh, what an incredible. And then that album that came out, they won all those Grammys. amazing and celebrated. So now they have gained weight. They are comfortable in their skin. They've changed their look. They are singing about very sexual and with religious undertones.
Yummy.
And they have absolutely copped the worst abuse that I've seen in a really long time about someone's looks. That is so vitriolic, the tweets that I've seen of,
Good word.
you are disgusting. You know, that to be told that you are disgusting, I think is just one of the meanest things to say to someone simply because they are loving themselves. I think there is so much transphobia, homophobia and fat phobia going on here. Queer phobia, is that a thing?
Yeah, 100%.
That
Well, it's homophobia, isn't it? I guess it's the same thing as queer phobia.
I guess, yeah. Well, homophobia is about gay, anti-gay. So I guess, and transphobia, maybe, I don't know.
I guess it's probably more people sometimes it's like they don't mind that you're gay. They just don't want to hear about it and they just don't want to see it. Whereas Sam is coming out and they're being so beautifully, deliciously over the top with the fact that they're they and that they're queer and that they're sexual and they're, you know, they've gained weight and they're loving their bodies. And that just does not sit well with people because I think a lot of people deep down, when you are really angry about something like that is because you are so like drenched in jealousy because you wish that you could love yourself that much and you look at that person and you're just like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I can't. So I'm just going to pick on them. I'm just going to pick on them so badly because I am hurt. So I want to hurt someone else. That's what I think. But
yeah, it's the pearl clutching thing, isn't it? Oh, why would you show your body like that?
yes.
Like it's so disgusting. Oh, you know, and also they've been labelled, the videos that they've been doing lately has been labelled as monstrous and degrading because they've been quite satanic. So, of course, you're going to have the religious set really upset about that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they're always upset, even if you're not
always,
putting it in their face. They've always got
always.
something to bloody whinge about.
But the one thing that Sam is doing is being unapologetic about it. So they actually equate that with shoving it down our throats. Just like Gina Liano said,
if you don't like it,
don't look, darling.
Just
well, you
don't look.
just don't look. So you do have the choice to turn your computer, turn your phone, turn your TV, turn your radio off. I'm sorry, no one is holding you down and making you watch Sam Smith videos. No one is making your children watch these videos. If you are the adult of a child that you don't want to watch anything, that's your choice. That's your home. And these videos are sexual. Madonna's had these going on since the 80s. So
yeah, but think about how mean people were about her and they're still so mean about her. God, people are so nasty. But you know why? I reckon it's internalized jealousy because I look at some women because I was brought up by somebody that didn't really show their body and she doesn't know she does it, but she does sometimes be like, oh, well, they shouldn't wear that. But that's only because that's the way she was brought up, right? So
That's
I'm making
right.
sure I break it for when I have kids or just in general. But I look at people sometimes when they've got their
thought
bits
the
out
same thing.
and I'm just like, oh, like I get this feeling of almost like I'm angry at them because I want to be that. But I think they look beautiful, but I'm so jealous. So I sit with that internalized jealousy and I'm like, well, where does this stem from? It's because you've always had such a bad eating disorder that you don't want to show off your body and you wish you could love your body as much as that person does because that's where that's coming from. And I sit
And the
with
thing
that
is
now.
that you have that choice to make that
It's all a choice.
deprogramming decision to say, maybe I should let that empower me instead of internalizing the jealousy and going, I wish I could do that. Instead, flip it and say, I can't do that. Why don't I try doing that? And it might not feel comfortable to begin with, but start doing it on your own, in your own privacy.
I'm doing it.
And then
pride. It's happening.
Great. How wonderful so wonderful. Like I think it's the one thing that I wish we had more of that European feel where, you know, we were allowed to see women's nipples because we're allowed to see men's
Yes.
nipples all the time.
All the
And
freaking time.
a lot
And
of
their
men's nipples just
tummies.
look like women's. Yeah, they just look like women's breasts. You know, they have man breasts and everything, and that's totally fine to look at, even if it's disgusting to some. But we're not even allowed to show whether it's
No.
disgusting
And
or
ours are
accepted or beautiful.
beautiful.
It's not even allowed. So I really wish that we had that. Sex, why? I would much prefer my child to be watching Sam Smith videos than I would gun videos, you know, the violence in the news. And
Yes, I wish those, that's so true. And I wish those videos were around, especially for when my brother, Josh, was, because he was so confused and he would always wear my clothes growing up. He'd be in my boots and he didn't really have anything to look at. He just did that. And it was great because he was brought in a family where we just accepted him for that. But if he got to see that more, I feel like he would have just channeled that more. And I'm so glad kids have that now and they can look at Sam and they can be like, oh, I don't really identify with being a boy. I don't really identify with being a girl. I'm both. And I can just get in there and I can wear the clothes because it's just about expressing yourself. I don't know why people are getting so cross at a gorgeous person expressing themselves through art, music, clothes. Like,
well, the thing is, you've got Harry Styles doing it, dressing us in women's clothing on the front cover of a magazine, and there were people that lost their minds over that. But the vitriol that's gone towards Sam Smith because he's overweight. And if Harry did the exact same thing, that would be more accepted simply because he's thin and good looking. And in other people's eyes, Sam's not. That's just got to stop.
I think their music has been the best it's ever been now that they're just themselves, their weight. They're so great. And you know why I also think that people get so cross? You read the lyrics to Unholy, which is an iconic song that Mummy Don't Know Daddy's Getting Hot at the body shop doing something unholy. People hate it because they know deep down that their men are definitely out there getting down and dirty at the body shop doing something unholy. More straight dudes than not are out there.
I only ever got body butter from the body shop, and I never knew the body shop had so many great things that going on out the back there. Jesus, I would have got out the back.
if only you knew. Get out there now.
Yeah, the body shop was just
something
so interesting.
Unholy. Wait, is the body shop the same in America as it is here? Like, is he actually talking about the body shop?
I think he's talking about the body shop in London, like Soho area, you know, the body shop. Like, it's about bodies and it's writhing of the bodies. That's what I'm assuming.
The body shop, not the actual body butter.
Not the body shop. Not the body shop. Not the Lush.
I wish
next
it
door
was.
to Lush. Body shop.
Next door to Lush. You never know.
My dad's going down to body shop and he's getting himself some body butter.
Doing something unholy with it.
Doing
taking it
something
home.
unholy. Oh, probably would. Yeah, why not?
Maybe.
Hey.
To choke the chalk.
Anyway, that's our opinions. That's all they are at the end of the day. Take them or leave them. Have your own. If you'd like to let us know what you think about this, please do. Slide into Angie's DMs. But I've got one little new segment this week.
Oh.
It was your idea, actually. It was actually your idea. So would you like to introduce it?
I would. I actually would like to introduce it. Thank you for that, Yvie Jones. Over to me. So there's this thing that Yvie does, and I like to call them, like, look, Yvie knows a lot about a lot of different things, and she'll often just tell me these most, like, random things, and I say that they're useless facts, but they're really not useless because I use them then and people think I'm the one that knows the stuff, and they're like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I'm just a weirdo. But I probably just get them from you mostly. So they're useless facts. I'm going to call them Yvie's useless facts, but in brackets, useful.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a song for it. It goes, Yvie's useful facts. I'm going to just drop them on you all the time.
Or
just one a week. One a
okay,
week.
Hot.
Okay? This is this one's week. Did you know back in the day, and I don't know what day it was, okay? So when I say back in the day, it could be anything from now back to when Jesus was born or before the asteroids destroyed the dinosaurs. Let's just say any time. Back in the day, people used to drink whiskey or ale from lead mugs and cups, right?
Yeah.
And the lead would leach because of the whiskey. The alcohol content would leach into the drink, and they would be drinking it. And not only would they get so drunk, but they'd pass out drunk. And often on the way back from the inn, they'd pass out on the side of the road. People thought they were dead for a long time. So they were burying people who weren't dead, and they were scratching waking up, scratching at the coffin.
Nah.
So when they realised that this was happening, they decided to put a little string around the supposedly dead person's little pinky, and lead the string up through the ground to the top of the burial spot in the cemetery, and there would always then be someone sitting from like midnight to in the morning, and if the bell rung, that meant they had to dig them up really quickly. They've come alive. They're not dead at all. And that would be like why you're a dead ringer. That's where the dead ringer came from.
Oh, stop it! Like dead ringer is in like, oh, that's a dead ringer of that. Like that's a dead, like dead, like a
yes, dead ringer.
Yeah, like when something's like something else.
Yes, something is like something else, but it's not. They weren't dead at all. They were alive, and they were dead ringers. And guess what else was what came up from that particular thing that happened?
What?
The graveyard shift. That's where that came from.
That was a good
Guess
one.
what else came from that one? I've got one more. I know I should probably, but I've got so many useless facts. But this particular one has one more that goes with it. Instead of burying people, they started to lay them on their kitchen table, and they would wait for 3 days to see if they would wake up, and that's where awake comes from.
No.
I love your face. Yeah. Yeah. That's where the wake comes from.
The other day, we were just talking about why it's called awake, and I was like, it must be some religious thing, and it's not.
It's literally waiting for someone to wake.
Oh!
I've got so many of these.
So good.
I'm glad you enjoyed. I hope people who are listening enjoyed as well, because these are the kind of things that I absolutely eat up. I just think these historical stories of where did these sayings come from? What's behind this?
That
is
gets
just
my juices
fascinating
flowing.
to me.
You know what? Can I put in a request, Mr. DJ?
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. D. I love ones like that, and the main ones I want from you, you can give me whatever you want, but if I can put in a request, is where sayings come from, like that dead ringer. That to me, did not know that. And I say so many old school sayings all the time because of my mum and dad, but I don't know where they come from. I just say them.
Mm-hmm. I'll know where all of them come from.
Can you
so
feel
I will
that,
tell
Captain
you.
Compost?
Would you like to know where
Oh, you're just handing them out like
something
candy.
like a 2-fob watch? I'm not telling you.
Top 2-bob
go
watch.
on off. Yeah.
Oh, I do
you like
know
to know
this
where
one,
that
but
one-
I've forgotten,
Well,
so you can tell
all right.
me.
I'll
Again
tell you
another
next
time.
week. Yep.
Oh, gosh, that was just stunning. I was very happy about that. Thank you
The
so
look on your face was exactly what I wanted. I gave you 3 little facts that you were so good at receiving. So thank you, because you found them as interesting as I do. I think
I
they're
like
just so
stuff
fascinating.
That's not useless, though. That's really good. Like sometimes you tell
Exactly.
me random stuff, though, where I'm like, why do you know that?
Yeah, but you're not interested. That's not useless. It's just you're not interested in it at that
Yeah,
given
okay,
moment.
that's true. One man's trash is another man's treasure, some would say.
Exactly,
Oh, that's another good one.
exactly.
Maybe you should look up where that came from.
Ooh, maybe I should. Maybe I will.
Oh, God, how good. Well, we hope you've enjoyed all of this. Some weeks we'll do Yvie's useless/useful facts, and sometimes we'll say what puts the up in your giddy. I don't have one up in my giddy this week that I've thought about, but usually they just come to me and they haven't. So I'm looking around for ideas, but I can't find one.
You're looking around the studio to see if you've got. Well, I think something that puts the up in your giddy is that, you lost someone very close to you and you got to say goodbye. I think that's
a
a really
beautiful
good,
one.
really beautiful thing because a lot of people don't have that honour.
I know that so many magical things like that have been happening lately that are signs from Ruthie and my nan but that does
pretty
put the
good,
upper my
Giddy.
giddy is
Up
the
in your giddy.
sides from the universe. And also once I have my auntie's, we're not calling it a funeral because that side of the family is very spiritual. We're having celebrations and ceremonies. I'm going to educate you all, if you don't know this, that you don't actually have to have funerals anymore. There's another beautiful way that you can celebrate, and I'm going to let you know how you can do it because I think more people will really want to do do this. So watch this space. Watch this space. But thank you for that. RIP to my beautiful auntie, Ruthie, and may your beautiful angel soul live eternally and watching over us. And I love you. So thanks for listening to the episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Have the best World Pride. Oh, my God. If you see me out and about, come up. Baby, don't just pat me straight away. Ask me first. Or just come and give me a cuddle. That'd be great.
Yeah. Cheeky finger. You've been listening to Two Girls, One Pod. We love you. We hope you have the day that you deserve. And we will talk to you next week.
Bye. I'm hungry.